Nearly 2 million people, livestock and wildlife depend on the Olifants River for survival. And yet, this critical resource in Mpumalanga is now under threat as raw sewage and mining effluent are allowed to contaminate it. Derek Watts investigates.
These colors, reminiscent of a Jackson Pollock painting, are actually deceptive streams of toxic contaminants that have stained the Olifants River system. The river is severely polluted, spelling disaster for the Kruger National Park's wildlife and the 2 million people who depend on it. It spans a staggering 540 kilometers.
The Olifants, a picturesque river running all the way from Witbank and beyond to the ocean in Mozambique. But the water has to survive growing threats along the way. And for the thousands of people and the animal life that depend on it, the future's not looking good.
These smoggy coal mines in Mpumalanga are responsible for leaking acidic water into the water table through acid mine drainage. It's made the water as acidic as instant coffee at a pH of around 3.5, says CSIR Chief Water Scientist Dr. Paul Oberholster.
We are the 6th largest producer of coal. 50% of our power generation is coming from this catchment.
Further downstream in the Loskop Dam, locals use the water recreationally, blissfully unaware of the presence of the biotoxin blue-green algae.
It's an algae that forms mats on the water surface, and it causes impact by reducing oxygen in the system, killing your fish life and possible other organisms in the system.
The river perseveres, running into the middle of the Olifants catchment area via the Steelpoort River through Burgersfort in Limpopo. Here locals wash laundry while their children fish mere meters away from the hundreds of soiled nappies that litter the water's edge. Worsened by the drought, low water levels reveal pools of sewage-laden algae and thousands of nappies. All of these pollutants are washed into the lower Olifants catchment in Palabora. Working for Award, an NGO that tracks the Olifants' water quality and flow, scientist Thabo Mushlala has for 10 years tested this water. He's found that 3 of Palabora's municipal sewage pumping stations aren't fully functional.
We have 3. One is in Namahale and one is in another township called Lilekani, and we've got the main one from town. They're also discharging effluents into the Salati River.
We visited the Namahale township where raw foamy effluent gushes from the leaking sewage pump station.
The sewage plant there was designed back in the years. The station there as well can't actually handle the incoming flow.
The bacteria and sewage then flows into the Olifants via the Salati River, where downstream algal mats indicate the water's toxicity.
The cause of this is normally due to treated or untreated wastewater.
According to the 2016 South African Health Review, sewage-borne E. coli bacteria that ends up in water causes diarrhea, the 3rd largest killer of children and the elderly in this country. Palabora's main pumping station is located a few minutes away.
It's actually sewage that's coming in from the old pump station because at this point it's dysfunctional, so which is why all these ponds are actually filling up.
Palabora's municipality is upgrading their sewage system. They declined to comment. Just over a kilometre downstream, the effluent flows into the jewel of our wildlife parks.
This may look like just another example of pollution, of raw sewage flowing over a large area of our countryside. But this is the Kruger National Park, and you can just imagine the effect on our wildlife.
Dr. Eddie Riddell manages the Olifants River within the Kruger National Park.
If you had smell-o-vision, your viewers would pick it up. It's not too pleasant.
He says the municipality must clean up its act as they are endangering the Kruger's wildlife.
The Palabora wastewater treatment works. That has a capacity of about 2 to 3 megalitres a day. They're in the process of upgrading this plant to about 5 megalitres.
The effects of the effluent can still be seen downstream. Water and sanitation spokesperson Sputnik Ritau admits the department needs to better manage the Olifants and its polluters.
Yeah, the experts say the government is not doing enough.
Is it ever enough? I don't think so. Delivery of services can never come to an optimum.
We're talking about a string of sewage works not operating or malfunctioning in some way.
I believe that things have improved.
But surely not along the Olifants, Sputnik.
The Olifants is part of what we are still working around.
Sharon Pollard, Executive Director of a ward and an experienced water legislation and policy expert, says the biggest challenge is monitoring the mines that surround Palabora. Residents have nicknamed this area Mordor. It's near the Olifants River and shows the impact of mining activity and settling dams.
The problem is that the Salati then flows straight into Kruger and then thereafter into Mozambique. So we export all these problems.
About 2 years ago, we had a big spill emanating from one of the industries associated with the mining complex.
In January 2014, phosphoric acid leaked into the Salati River from a fertilizer plant and dropped the pH to 1.
You can literally run your car battery with it.
The phosphate mine responsible was fined R2.5 million. Sputnik admits the department isn't sufficiently monitoring mining activities.
But we can tighten up in this area.
Yes, we can, and we should.
This Sandparks report shows how hundreds of crocodiles have, since 2008, died from a painful disease called pancreatitis.
It's basically a buildup of fatty acids in fish, upon which the crocodiles then consume, and then the fatty acids build up in the crocodile tissue.
This buildup causes a rubber-like hardening of fat reserves, resulting in paralysis and death from starvation. Dr. Riddell voiced concerns that cases of pancreatitis may spike when the summer rains come and wash more pollutants into the park's water. An app developed by a ward shows the state of the river almost in real time.
You could know right here what the flow is and what the water quality conditions are, and that's a first.
And you feel the situation is improving?
Maybe not along the Olifants at the moment, but it is improving, and obviously the Olifants is one of those critical ones that we need to look at very soon.
Sputnik has invited us to return next year to show us the department's progress in dealing with the serious issues we've highlighted.
It's definitely not doom and gloom. There's a lot of initiatives going on in the Olifants catchment to improve the catchment. I think people is realizing that this catchment is very important.
And I think if anything that drives us as a species, as humanity, is thinking about our children and our children's children, future generations.
There are examples of clean-up efforts upstream, like in Burgersfort, where the nappy build-up has literally cut off the flow.
Nappies, 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 and even more nappies. They're littered everywhere. I'm standing in the riverbed of the Steelpoort River, and this flows into the Olifants. But there's one man determined to clean it all up. He grew up in this area, and his name is Peter Mashile.
If I see a waste lying around, my heart bleeds. I don't like that.
Studying theology opened Peter's eyes to the wonders of nature. Put local mothers to work, washing and drying the nappies to be reused and the water disposed of properly.
I can't just watch my people dying. We are helping our people. We are helping our river.
Peter's Nappy project enjoys wide support from cattle farmers like Daniel Pocho.
Daniel, you had 22 head of cattle, now only 4.
Cow dung shows the remnants of the nappies eaten. The river is less than 1 kilometer away. Daniel worries for his family as they have no other option but to drink the groundwater, which could be contaminated by E. coli.
We've seen people washing their clothes in the river, children fishing, eating the fish. It can't be good.
As long as
But this is your passion and you've got no funding for it.
I'm just doing it for the love of the environment.
Peter believes his small contributions will make a big impact.
I just wanted to encourage the love of nature. I'm an agent of change. I feel it in my heart.